Hey guys, this is Brad and Caden, Powers Family Adventures. Caden's been begging me to do a video on different rod and reel setups and what I keep on the boat, what I think is necessary, at least for our fishing. And also, at the end, I'll show you some of my rods and reels, and then that I keep on the boat, and why I choose what I choose. And then at the end, I'm gonna try to leave time to tell you you can get by with four setups. If you can give yourself, because I know we fish on a budget. Us weekend anglers, we're all on a budget, especially when we're raising families. So there's four setups that'll get you through and make you and keep you as competitive as you need to be, I believe. Especially, a lot of you may fish on somebody else's boat with your partner's boat, and I believe if you can keep four, and I'll tell you what I think those ought to be as we get on in the video. So I'll start going through my rods here and let you know what I do. Okay, so try to go through these kind of quick. The main type of rod that I like to keep on my boat is around a 7 to a 7.2 medium heavy with a high ratio reel, maybe a 7.1 to 1, 7.5 to 1. I've got a couple of 8.5 to 1s, spooled with fluorocarbon line. The reason I like these is because they're versatile. I can do almost anything that I need to do. This particular one, if you can see that, happens to be, it's a PAL Max 3D 723. These are 7.2 medium heavy. I have 4 of these. I have 2 Max 3Ds and 2 Endurance. They're all spooled with, I think, 16-pound Sunline fluorocarbon, except for one. One I keep spooled with 12-pound because one of our local lakes here is deep and clear and really high pressured, and so sometimes when the bite gets tough, I feel like that lighter line helps me. So I have 4 of these right here. They're spooled with fluorocarbon. That one has a Texas rig on it. Here's another one of them. Same thing. I've got a Texas rig on it. I can throw a jig with these. I can throw a Texas rig. If I wanted to put mono on them, I could throw topwater on them. I throw my chatterbaits with these. I throw spinner baits with these rods. I'm telling you, PAL 723. I think in the new Endurance, they've went to a 733, which is the exact same rod right here. Exact same rod, but it's 1 inch longer. Right here it is. This is the 7. This is the 7. I don't think you can see that, but anyway, that's the 733, but it's the same rod, 1 inch longer. I've got a jig on this one, and I've got another one right here. Oh yeah, and look, I can even Carolina rig with these. I'm telling you, they're the most versatile rods I've ever had in my boat. I've actually got a Carolina rig rigged on this particular 723. So I got 4 of those in my boat, and they are the most important rods in my boat by far. I can do anything that I need to do with them. Now, I keep a couple rods spooled with mono. This happens to be a PAL diesel. The reason that I keep 2 rods spooled with mono, but you don't have to, but the reason I do is for topwater. There's one of them. These are 7, I think these are just 7. Yeah, these are just 7 foot, medium heavy, good versatile rods. I keep them for just for top water. I keep high ratio reels on them. You know, like a 7-1-1, 7-0-1, 7. This happens to be an old Quantum 7, an old Quantum Energy 7-0 to 1 on this particular PAL diesel. But I have 2 of these with mono. That's for your top water. If you wanted to throw a blade on them, you could throw a blade. Actually, I have a blade on this one. I have 3. I have 3 rods that I keep mono on, which you don't have to do that. I just do. This happens to be an older Shimano Crucial, and it's the only one that I have a lower ratio. I keep 1 spooled with mono and a lower ratio reel. I like rigging a spinnerbait on it. It's just a 7 foot, medium heavy rod, good and versatile. Now, this is a 7.6 mag. Get out of that. 7.6 mag. This is, for me, here in the mountains, this is not a have to. This is not completely necessary. But I do like to keep 1 rod spooled with braid. I've got 65-pound Cigar Smackdown braid on this. I'm going to use it to throw in the early spring. I might throw a jig on it when the water's good and muddied up. Some bigger topwater baits that I throw in the fall. I throw some really big or fairly big and heavy walking baits. I'm going to throw them on this rod. Good for a frog. Throw a frog some around here. Good for a frog. I've got a buzzbait. I fished a night tournament the other night. I just had this buzzbait, this night buzzbait tied on it, but not really a versatile setup like the 723s with fluorocarbon. This is not that versatile. So this is just what I would call an elective rod. You know, I like having this on my boat, but it's not a have to. I've got a 7 5-to-1 Lew's LFS. Can't beat them, by the way. Check them out. Lew's LFS. They're $99 a pop. You cannot beat them. I've got Tournament Pro G's in here and everything, and I'm telling you, I love those $99 LFS.
This one, the carbon one.
You want to tell him?
Yeah.
Caden wants to do this one because he uses this rod.
Yeah. So this rod, it's
Speak
the
up
best,
so they can hear you.
It's the best rod you can get for your money. It's a really good rod. It's a Bass Pro Carbon Light. Dad's got a jerkbait tied on it right now.
Yeah, it's a 6. I think it's
6.5.
6.8 or 6.10. I think a 6.8 medium, and it's got a 6.5 medium, and I keep that's got 10-pound cigar fluorocarbon on it. I keep that. That's just red label, cigar red label fluorocarbon. I keep that in the boat. I'll throw little tiny crankbaits on it. Caden does use this one, but I'll throw little tiny crankbaits on it, or a jerk bait like I have rigged here. So that's why I keep that on the boat. Again, not necessary.
Now, I'm going to talk about
Yep.
the last.
Okay, the last bait casting setup that I keep on my boat is this is a 710. This is a 710 medium heavy KVD Tour Quantum cranking rod.
It's humongous.
It is. This is definitely not necessary. Okay, this is just for. This is to have. It does one thing in my boat, and that's throw these big 6XDs. Maybe throw a 5XD on it every once in a while, but those 6XDs, summertime, early fall, we throw those a lot around here. So you need if you're gonna throw them babies, if you might know from experience, if you're gonna throw them, you've got to have a rod to do it on. This is my rod that I throw that on. Again, not necessary, not a have to, but for me and my fishing, it is. I've got to have it. So that covered you up with the rod. Besides that, I keep 2 spinning rods on the boat. I keep braid on both. I'll just show you this one. The other one's laying over there. I keep braid on both. I'll tie fluorocarbon, an 8-pound, usually 8. Sometimes I'll go to 10, but usually an 8-pound fluorocarbon leader. I keep 2 shaky head, drop shot, even small little like this. This one, I don't have a leader on this one. I just got the braid. I've got a little balsa AC shiner that's very difficult to throw with a. Sometimes like right now in the very late summer and very early fall, it is tough around here. So I'll throw those little AC shiners a lot, and I use the spinning rod to do that. So 2 spinning rods I keep on the boat. Both spooled with braid. I've got a shaky head on this one. So that's what I got. So that's what I keep on my boat. Now, is this necessary? No. The answer is no. These are not necessary. I keep these, that I've kept, bought these up over time, and they make my fishing. We're serious about fishing around here, ain't we, bud? So I take my fishing seriously, and these really help me to fish. But for years, when I would fish, these team tournaments or just our local clubs, I fished on somebody else's boat. I went for a long time. I growed up fishing with my poppy. I growed up, it was my granddad. I called him my poppy. He's the one who taught me how to fish. I growed up with him just having 1 or 2. But once I was an adult and I started working, and I used to fish with 4 rods. And here's what I would do if I was on a tighter budget. If you're on a budget, here's what you need. 2, I would have 2 7-foot to 7.2, 7.3, somewhere in that range, medium heavy rods. I would have them both spooled with fluorocarbon and high ratio reels. Those 2. Now you could throw a jig, Texas rig, Carolina rig, spinnerbait if you need it, whatever on that. Those 2. Them will be the most important rods you have, in my opinion. So I would have those 2. Thirdly, I would have 1 around a 7-foot medium heavy or so, spooled with mono. And I would have it spooled with mono. That way, if I had a jig and a Texas rig tied on, and it's spring, and I need a spinnerbait or whatever, then I would tie the spinnerbait on the mono, and I would throw it on that. But you need the mono. You can throw you don't want a very stiff rod, but you can throw a crankbait on it or whatever you need. I'm talking about fishing on a budget. So you could do it that way. You could definitely, you definitely need that 1 rod with mono, because once the spawn's over and the fishing's awesome when they're first coming off the bed, you're going to be wanting to throw top water. You cannot throw top water without a rod spooled with mono. Last, I would have 1 spinning rod. I would have it spooled with braid to a fluorocarbon leader. You need that for your shaky heads, your drop shots, things like that. Maybe even like weightless Senkos or something. You can throw those on a bait caster, but you'd have that in your boat or on the boat with you for that purpose. I'm about to run out of time. YouTube only allows 15 minutes, so I'm trying to hurry. So those 4. If I could add a 5th, I would add, for me and my style of fishing, I would add a designated cranking rod, somewhere around a 610 to a 7.2 medium glass. I love fiberglass. They're heavy as lead, but your hookup to catch ratio will double. You will double it by having a glass rod in the boat. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you with your fishing. Comment down below. If you have any questions, we'd love to help you. God bless you. And anything you want to say, Toot?
I hope you guys like this video. We'll see you in the next video.
Take care, guys.